Welcome to my booktube channel. I just bought this really big floppy hat from Nordstrom. It's summer here and I burn as if it's comical, but I'm still trying to figure out how to style this hat. Maybe I've just seen Pirates of the Caribbean one too many times, but when you go like this, it kind of looks like a pirate hat. I still need to get used to it. If you know of other ways to prevent sunburns, let me know. So take that off. Today I'm going to be talking about Before I Fall. I actually read this book when it was first published. I think I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and so I read it when it was first published. It even has this little sticker telling me to read the first excerpt from Delirium, and everybody already knows this book has been published at this particular point in time. I clearly bought this book very early on. I recently reread this book because I clearly read it 5 or 6 years ago when it was first published. I knew I forgot certain details because I read this book so long ago, and I really want to see the movie because I love studying book-to-film adaptations. Since that's one of my areas of study and it's something I'm really invested in, I wanted to take a moment to reread this novel. For those of you who have never seen the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, you need to stop watching this YouTube video and go rent that movie. You just need to watch it. That particular film has inspired so many other movies, novels, television shows to invoke this Groundhog Day scenario, in which the character is destined to repeat the same day over and over and over again. Before I Fall invokes the same Groundhog Day scenario. For Sam, there is a cap on how many days she will repeat this Groundhog Day scenario, though. I like this book because not only is it a teenager versus a lot of films and novels that have to do with adults repeating the same day, so her dilemmas are quite different than some of the other characters I've come across who've encountered similar Groundhog Day scenarios. Because of her character, this novel stands out in a different way, but also because she's going through the 5 stages of grief. She died, which triggered this Groundhog Day scenario. That is the catalyst for this story. That is not a spoiler alert. That is not me ruining the story. She died in a car accident, and the following day she wakes up remembering her death. That triggers the rest of this novel. This is a very different scenario than Sam on Supernatural trying to have a realization, then go live the rest of his life, or Bill Murray acting like a jerk and then as punishment getting sent into this purgatory of Groundhog Day of sorts. It is a very different narrative because she's dealing with something quite different than all of the other characters. There are other narratives in which the characters walk their head on the sidewalk, or the following morning after they had a traumatizing day, they wake up. Her traumatizing incident is very different than that. Sam was in a fatal car accident. She's not only reliving the same day again, she's reliving the day she died. That is something quite extreme and different. There are quite a few layers to this book. I highly suggest it if you're interested in something a little bit more psychological or something more engrossing. It might not necessarily be a lighthearted read, but there are some fun moments in it. I also like the fact that it's Cupid Day in the story over and over again, because it's not quite Valentine's Day, but her school has Cupid Day in which you can receive these flowers and you celebrate Valentine's Day a little early. In an odd way, I think that kind of pays homage to Groundhog Day because it's kind of a holiday in a way. It's a holiday, but it's not quite Christmas or Thanksgiving or something in which everyone in the family is involved. In my opinion, I think it provides an interesting backdrop for the story. I really appreciated the detail of it being Cupid Day, especially because not all schools have a Cupid Day or something like that, so it made it a little bit more fun, it made it a little different. I thought that was really clever. I like the fact it's a Groundhog Day book, not similar to Groundhog Day. It doesn't try and mirror or mimic circumstances that viewers or readers have already seen in previous adaptations or in previous pieces. So I like the fact that it's different from other things that invoke the same scenario. If you've been watching my channel, you know I love rhetoric, and so I really appreciate the title of this particular book because it's almost as if you need more information to fully grasp it or fully appreciate it. I really like this title, but I feel as if there should be a little line here that the reader is supposed to fill in after they finish the novel. Before I fall, fill in the blank, because there's a deliberate sense of incompletion with the title. Before I fall over, before I fall asleep, before I fall down, before I fall off the cliff or something. There are so many other ways that you could fill in this sentence. I really appreciate that, especially because I think that demonstrates the great writing in the book to come. This clever title demonstrates what a great writer she is and what you can kind of expect in the story itself. I do believe that this is a book for not all young adult readers. This book is a YA novel. I do think that this book does have some more moments that are a little bit more adult in nature, so I do not suggest this for a young 13-year-old or something. I do think you should be at least 16 to read this book. There's a moment with her teacher. That is not a bad thing. I am just saying that there are some things in this book that young minds should not absorb. Let's just say she has a moment with a certain faculty member that I do not think children should be reading. I am looking out for your best interests, I swear. Clearly, I like this Groundhog Day scenario when it's well executed. So if you know of anything else similar to Before I Fall, or any other stories invoking the Groundhog Day scenario that I should be reading, please let me know. I would love to add them to my library. If you are excited for the film version of Before I Fall, please let me know what your expectations are, because I have some of my own for this particular adaptation. If you liked Before I Fall and you liked today's video, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I am also going to be uploading on a regular basis from now on, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you'll be the first to view my latest uploads. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and as always, have a great reading day.